Let's talk about psychology of pricing, which is our next module. We'll talk about the tricks that most of the companies, big companies use, and how to apply these tricks to benefit your business. So we'll understand the fundamental of pricing psychology and its impact on clients' behavior. We will understand what's the anchoring effect and how we can use it. Decoy pricing, what is it, how we can use it. And we will talk about the price presentation techniques, power of context, communicating value beyond numbers, and psychological barriers to pricing. And last but not least, we'll have an exercise together on how to implement those psychological pricing strategies. Pricing isn't just about covering the cost or earning money. It's also a key factor on how the client will observe you as a business. So it's very important to understand that and have a well thought out pricing strategy that can convey what quality you offer, what kind of value do you provide, and even where your brand is positioned amongst other brands. It's crucial for interior designers to understand how different pricing strategies can affect potential client decision-making process. So let's talk about the anchoring effect. What's the anchoring effect? It's a cognitive bias where an initial piece of information, what is the anchor, serves as a reference point for all subsequent judgments. Pricing, it's the first number that you present. Be very aware of that. It can significantly impact how clients perceive the value of your services. When we are presenting a proposal to the client or we're talking about pricing, start with your highest priced package of service. Now, this might seem intimidating again, but you're not presenting for yourself. Remember the playing pretend? You are presenting this on behalf of your company. We will present our highest package to set an anchor, a psychological anchor on thinking this is the brand that you carry out. This is where your brand is positioned. The next psychological trick is the decoy pricing. We have these three creatures, as you can see, and you can see this in coffee shops. Decoy pricing, you can see it a lot in coffee shops, where you have the big size of the drink, the medium size, and the small size. So the decoy is just put there for you to upgrade to the biggest size because you're getting the best value for money. You might have 3 different packages for what services or scopes that you have. 2 which are closely priced and they have similar scope, but then you have the premium pricing package. And what you want is to price it in like a nice curvature. So your initial package, the basic package, and the medium package work for your favor for the client to take the premium package. Clients are much more likely to choose the higher value package. They most likely, especially if it has implementation or it has an after sales support or after service support, then they're more likely to actually go ahead and purchase the more premium package because they want a deal. Now, the power of context. I have a little story about influencing perceptions. I had to do a project after I graduated from my university, and I have given a high price to that client. I was very aware that she had a very deep-seated love for luxury products. She saw my price for that project. She was shocked and she was like, this feels like too much. I told her, well, you could go to H&M, could go to Chanel, but I'm the Chanel here. And when she heard that, she immediately signed me for that project. And I'm still grateful that I said that. And until now, whenever I'm pricing, I'm thinking about that. Like, I am the Chanel of designers. I want you to have that mindset too. Your price, your premium pricing could set you to have the premium clients. If you don't give a high price, you will never land high-end projects if you don't offer premium pricing. Premium pricing means you position yourself, your prices higher than other people. If that doesn't give you enough motivation to go and do it, I don't know what will. I really hope that you experiment with it. Another technique, but it's for more of the lower prices. I don't really advise to use it much unless you really have to. So prices that end with 0.99 or 97 are often perceived as significantly lower than they are, playing on client perception to make prices seem more attractive. This is not applicable to interior design, maybe to some services, or if you have an additional service that you want to upsell, then it's a good idea to have the charm pricing in place. You can also do bundling, so you can combine multiple services into one package. So instead of single price, the client feel that they're getting more value for their money, encouraging them as well to get you more work and purchase more services. There's also the way you present, on how you deal with the font size, with the color, with the pricing proposal that can affect their attractiveness. So larger, bolder fonts, being upfront about your prices will imply that they're getting a better deal. This applies to other services or things that you're doing as upselling. For example, an additional service that you can sell, for example, is space measuring. So you can offer someone to go to their space and do the measuring for them. That would make sense in either the bundling or in the visual presentation or even the charm pricing.